Ah, okay. Okay. Cool. Hello. Working on animating tail for Stella Avatar here, trying to make it a little more interesting looking and fun, and it's also, I guess, for a new expression I'll be adding soon. Yeah. Free tail. Nice. Let me quick show off what I have. This was a couple days worth of work here. And it's pretty nice. But it's not what I wanted for this. I'm gonna hold on to this. I might use it for something else, but I'm kind of gonna be starting over, so we'll get to see, I guess, kind of my process here with this, with animating, which not that I'm like great at, but should be fun, I guess. So, you gotta crank my volume again. Like the OBS says I'm hitting pretty high into the yellow range, so we sorry, no background noise. I thought about putting on, well, I am listening to music technically, but I've muted it on the capture because I don't know what music I have is like copyright okay for playing, so I'm just gonna avoid that today. I need, let's see. Do note layer. Then we're gonna. Actually, no, hold on for a second. Actually, no, it's that. I don't need to look at that one for reference. Yeah, that's. I know those exist, but like since I didn't check any out beforehand, I don't really want to be like, oh, gotta keep changing the playlist because I don't like it. So I'm listening to near music the soundtrack, whatever. Pull up the new expression working on here that I wanted to make tail for. I probably need to like expand canvas that way a little bit to fit more tail in, but like, you know, tail still has, you know, a decent amount of room here to wag, and like if it's in motion, then it going behind Stella's head is not like as big of a deal compared to like the static tails that I currently am using. Where we got the tails at. So I'm not sure if I'm going to expand canvas yet, but I'm just going to see what I can kind of do for tail to look nice. And then we'll, I guess, kind of go from there. So yeah, let's just see. Okay, top of head is here. I want to mark here because her tail is about as long as her head, and then that's, you know, if it's going straight up. And if I hide that, then it's like tail, right? But if it's like curving, it's not going to go up that high, right? You know, I did on the oh, actually, I guess no, that's right. So on the old sketch here, you can see like this one was kind of taller, but this mark here, I was going to like prop stuff downward just because I wanted to draw a little below the bottom of the canvas while figuring out the tail motion. What? No, wait. It was here. But I guess it doesn't really matter how high it is since I can move it. So yeah. So full tail, good, but this is like the first one I sketched for this, and then by the time I got to this third frame, I kind of was like, okay, this is actually like good for animating. Like the first two kind of weren't, but too moving too much for this. I think it's not like expressing the stuff right. So I don't want to get this started. I'm gonna try and make it move a little less, and like a little, like instead of like a woo 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 like even motion back and forth, I want to like whip a little, but not too much. Actually, so I'm gonna follow the process I did on the first sketch, even though I kind of thought it was silly because I kind of wasted some sketching. I'm actually just gonna start with the tail in a position that it's not going to be in the final animation, and it is long, so I can like prop it off a little. Maybe it should be a little, higher. Not that super matters. It's just a little thick here. You do. Okay, so I'm gonna go from here. Next, double check this is working right. Yep, okay. Blank frame. Then need, where is the onion skinning? Oh, not that one. This one, okay. Now I can see the previous frame tail here while I'm working. And I'm gonna start moving it. Movement starts from the base of the, well, technically this wouldn't even be at the base of the tail, because like, I mean, even if I imagine like you know, adjusting this a bit, her tail's obviously a lot further down. It's like that far down, right? Base of pelvis or whatever. But kind of just working from more like mid torso, and I think it'll look fine that way. So face starts moving this way, right? Then as we get up higher, it's kind of gonna lag behind a little bit. Yeah. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. It'll take a few frames for this to even get anywhere close to like expressing the shape I want, but I can like just like this a little more just so I can like feel how it's moving, because like I can't really picture too much of the movement at once. And step by step is a little easier for me to build off of. I also could have just approached this more from like making like a couple like exaggerated keyframes and kind of building between them, and I might do that if this doesn't pan out. Oh, Lake's falling asleep now. I think this is about as far this way as we're going with like the base of the tail motion. As this pulls this way, the top is kind of pulling down a little bit. Like basically kind of like a hold frame here, since I want more of a whipping kind of motion, so it's gonna be about the same at the base. Then this curve's gonna pull up more. Back. Sort of this curve should pull up more. Oh, Still feels kind of stiff. I'm not sure if this is gonna work actually from this. It's shortening a little too much too. Let's pull that back a pinch. Back up. I'm gonna go a little further with this, see if it pops out more when we start getting contra motion, but I don't think this is gonna work. That's why we're just being nice and quick with the sketching on this, because it's not very committal. To clean up too much. Like the tail's shortening a lot though. Well, that helps a little. Let me scroll that down a little. Okay. Still not really enough to get a good feel on this. And like, let's see. Not like this. Go this way. Once it whips back to the other side after this motion, it might start taking shape. We'll see. This is not as far as it's gonna whip this way, because it's like it's a little more than actually we went the other side. What about here? Fortunately, I'm not super sure like what this is gonna look like in the end, so I have to just keep like doing this out by feel as I go. Like I'll recognize it when I see it. Mm. Yeah, hopefully. I think I'll see it once it takes shape. It's just gonna be a lot of blind exploration to get to that point. Well, that's kind of hold frame here, I guess. See it can. That. Then it's gonna start. Going back the other way. Also, just length checking on the tail at some point. It's, not right this moment. So thick here. Okay. A little. Okay. A little more. Cell shrinkage. It's getting shorter every frame. Huh? Wrong keys. Okay. Wider than. All right. One more frame here. Let's see if it's coming together after this one. Not quite a loop, but no, no, this feels like, I mean, no, it's not bad, but and doing it this way, it's not getting enough energy. I think I want to toss this out. I'm gonna start over, and we're gonna. I think we're gonna have to like. I'm gonna have to start from keyframes and working between them instead. So let's see. 1 second, boba. Yeah, let's establish some establish some guides here. gonna say tail base around the middle, right? We're gonna say go about that long. We'll cut that much off at the bottom. Then I guess I can like soft put here. This is not like the amount of space I'm restricted to, but I kind of think of this as like the area range in which we are theoretically working in, and kind of like this. The base of the tail is moving in this range, and then up here, like it can whip a lot further out, right? This lock that up there. Okay, let's see. So if I start from more of a keyframe that's kind of like whipped out to one side. Do you want to like whip, be here, or be like something over here, something interesting looking. It'll stay that way for a little bit, then it'll whip back, and then it'll be like this on this side. And though, if we're moving this whole thing down this way, be behind, like these states will be kind of like behind your head, but I think that's fine. We can kind of just play with it. But I like more of like a S shape when it's at rest, because it's more interesting. Doesn't make the most sense though for it to come to rest that way. Hello, Steel. Welcome to the stream. Kind of like this. Zoom out a little more. Like it kind of like the root of the tail goes this way, then this part would kind of like it would come in from this way, getting dragged in at first, and then rest up here. And unlike the previous attempts, would say that instead of coming out like this and just being kind of boring, it's gonna, we'll just say it curves a bit here when it comes to rest. That's just I guess more interesting. So let's a good curve there. We're just gonna use that for now. Just a little. Okay. That's like our pretty much our like it's gone this way. It's gonna rest there for a little bit. Frame. Then let's say that like when it's gone the other way, it'll be kind of similar, but mirrored, but maybe not like the exact same. Close down this way. This being so like straight, kind of like I know I'm gonna cut off a lot of, but it still feels kind of boring. If I'm starting from more exaggerated keyframes, maybe I should not do that. Maybe I should make this more interesting too. Let's see. Also, this is probably a little far out actually to the sides for. That's. I'd also thought about pulling this one in a little. I'm gonna do that for the guidelines here. Okay, let's start over. Oh, another idea. What you got? Oh, I just noticed the on-screen chat is kind of like text on text. What if I move? Oh, not that. I move the chat up like here, so that'll be easier to read. Oh, now that well, that text is still really hard to read. No, we tweak this 1 second. Did that. Can I make that like CSS gradients? 1 second. I'm sorry, this is just bugging me. Oh, that's how I do it. Okay. 0%. %, 100%. Okay. That's better. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, your idea with the more like straight. Oh, I don't make that thick. Okay, so kind of like more straight to the side, and then like the tip, like just like the top bit is like getting pulled. And it whipping this way, then what? And we're whipping back, and then it's pulling that way. That way, it's go this way. Okay, I do think this might work. Yeah, let's see. No. Let's start with this. Play with that idea in a moment. So it's still getting pulled. It's kind of tighter. Then let's get the middle here a little. Where? Being to the left, so it's kind of going to be more curved. Like there. Put that arrow. Okay. that way, then get all the way over here. Straighter. Tip is still falling behind. Wow. Just Sumero left. Nice. I thought you were done with Sumero exploration. The spam messages keep coming in with the same format. I should probably auto mod the terms they're using. This frame going back. Like the other one was it kind of more curved and like this. Yes, Mira is huge. Kind of crazy. Good. That. We're whipping to the left, to the right. Then I want to do a frame in here. Right? Okay. So in between this one and this one. One more frame where it's kind of like it still has like this kind of like curve a little bit because like the tip hasn't caught up in the movement yet. That's going that way. Oh. Then like kind of like not really keeping up yet. So but it's still getting like pulled, so it's still not up here anymore. A little more. Oh, it isn't on here anymore. Here we go. Cooking something. Here, then back. We're going to do the same thing. Flipped. And it was are we in between here? I put this keyframe in the wrong spot. That's what's up. Okay, so here. Or is that where I had it? No, I'm being silly. Got confused. Just kind of flipped it. Kind of opposite of this one. They're moving. More moving. Oh, why is this in the wrong order again? This one here. This one here. Move there, then going back. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, like, this shape is fine for like the impact of getting to the side from the whip, but don't want it to rest there. So there'll be a new frame. There, and a new frame after this one. Because I was doing keyframe left instead of keyframe right. I can't direction. Okay. Just came this way. I wish this onion skinning thing would pick up this frame. Heading to the right. Get all the way to the right. Here. But before clusters go the other way, we're gonna see. Kind of like a. It's not in motion, so it's kind of like it. I don't know, maybe slacks up a little. It's still mostly sitting left. Then like I want to like. I want to like S a little bit. Is that too much S though? And too. Or should be more like. Yeah, maybe just more like this. Yeah. I don't even know if this is accurate. How mouse tails move. I'm just doing what feels good. Still his derpy face. You know, this is. Sorry, my face. This is too straight. I think that's more so the problem than the tip. Hold on. Just came to the right, so I think like rest a little further this way, kind of at the base, like it's slacking more. Then it's like coming down on itself, right? Curve back just a little. And that flows good into the following frame. And we'll just kind of like same thing on this side. Like out, go back. Almost, I mean, it would kind of make sense to just like, since this is a pretty symmetrical loop, if I just kind of like copy pasted the first half of the frames and flipped them onto the second half, but like I like drawing them all separate. Feels a little more lively, more organic that way. Let's. Well, so it doesn't have really like the hold. Oh, we put a hold in first. There for a bit then. Yeah. Oof. Hmm. That's too much hold. Hmm. The outermost frames, like I am holding on. Like, do you mean like this one where it's Hmm. I'll try it, but like the kind of the whole point of this frame was to be like, oh, like it moved and now it's like slouching because it's not moving. Feels, I don't know. I mean, not that it can't, but like, yes. I'll see how it looks though. The slash frame is probably not helping it. Um, hold on a second. Yeah. Let me move this. Okay. And, this one over here. Then let's. Hmm. A little stiff. Wait. Probably needs another frame of like the slouching though. Mm. Doesn't really make sense with the shape it's got going now. No. Go from this to here. Yeah, I can show what that would look like. I just want to try this quick. And let's keyframe right. With the extra slouch frame. Let's speed it up a little. Hmm. I think the idea is there. I think we're going too far out to the side. Wait, one, you. Actually, that one's fine right it was, and then it's a little off now, but let's see. Let's look at the idea across like a little bit narrower. Actually, a little more that way. Back then. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's the idea. We just need to make it look a little more snappy and interesting. The shape. Also, I need to piss. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hmm. So it's still like I think that the concept we got going here is good. But yeah, your idea was switching the order of the frames, or was it a different idea? Okay, what was the other idea? Yeah, more hook at the end definitely would be a good direction to go with this. Which is kind of a big reason I want these like uh slouch fold frames, because then now that we're not in like sharp motion like these frames, then like the tail can like take a second to like curl more, right? So now that we've got like the basic overline outline whatever of the motion, yeah, I think we'll definitely curve it more. What was the last frame before this one? It's like, oh, these two frames are not different enough to be really necessary anymore either. These two almost, but let me, what if I do this more? I think I need to adjust this one a bit. If I just do this a little, maybe. This one can actually go a little further out before slacking, slouching, same word, whatever. Um, out. A little better. Okay. Now we'll take the slouch frame. Let's just coming this way. So instead of curling like up here, it could continue the motion and curl this way, right? I want like this S because it implies the slouch motion. Up here, go up like this. still kind of like as an S, right? Like the bottom is like way big here. I feel like maybe middle part of the S should move down a pinch more. I'm gonna try it just with how it looks just when we get the hooks animated. Other hang frame was this one. Close up a little more. Toss that. Gonna come back a lot more. So kind of like, no, this time it's like it's a little like shallow in that direction. A little more down at the bottom, maybe. Okay. Let's try that. The frame before that might need a little adjustment now. Tip's kind of whipping a little more than, or maybe in like not quite the right way. One like that. Or like this. This one? Yeah, this one. Same idea. We're just gonna step out a little further. Nope, something's still off. Do frame by frame here. So we got. Oh, this is the problem. This. This one, same problem. I want to curve a little more. Hmm. Uh, hmm. Still feels a little weird. What if we take out one of these frames on each side? Probably. This one here, and then this one. Yeah. A little more in between. And same with this one. Slip down a pinch. Let's. What if I do here? Let's do that, and then layers aren't in the right order, but yeah, as expected, head covers most of the animation. I anchor it that way. I could do. Anchor more like this way. I mean, I'll rotate the tail and not the rest, right? But it's hard to do because if I like each of these frames counts as a layer, and I can't really move them all at the same time that I'm aware of. The angle's a bit off still, but ideas there. Yeah, rats. Well, technically mouse, but yes. That's Lots of rodent on screen. Hello. 1 second. Drinking. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. So we're animating. I use a Wacom Cintiq 16-inch, I think. Yeah, it's really nice. I just picked it up. Has it been a month already? I think it's been about a month since I got it. Used to do all my art on a like 2-in-1 laptop kind of thing with like the pen supporting screen, and that was great. I loved that so much, and then the pen died, and I could not get a replacement pen to feel good on it. So I was like, I guess it's time to get a actual fancy tablet. Should have done this a long time ago. One thing I'm kind of noticing here with the animation is that coming to our like I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Our hold frame here, right, where it's slouching. And it's like tail's curving this way. And then that's the same shape it's making in the like in the next frame. It's still doing that. I feel like this motion of it pulling to the right would maybe impact a little better if this was not quite in the exact same position. Also, this, I just realized, should definitely be curved this way more. I'm not a professional. I've been drawing since I was a child, but just, hobby, not something did very often or seriously. And then just in the last year, I kind of got inspired to get into art a little more seriously. So it's been a lot of progress in a very quick time. But I don't really have much of a portfolio to show. But there is a link to my Blue Sky in the profile, which has some art on it. Actually, I should really link my Pixiv on here too. 1 second. Let me do that. Major artistic inspirations. Let's see. That's a tough question. Let me think about that for a second. Wait. How do I update the links on my channel? No, not that. You know what? I can't. I'll figure it out later. I'll just drop pics of link in chat if anyone uses that site. Major art inspiration. Deal 360 was a big influence very recently. Like in the last year, discovered them, and then their art got me into like, oh, mouse, draw mouse, because they draw a lot of Nazreen art. Let me see if I can find a link to their stuff. I think they only post on Twitter. So shout out to Deal, big influence for me more recently. I'm trying to think of some others. I am flattered, but would appreciate not directing lewd or sexual stuff at me. Thanks. Oh, wait, this is the names I put aside. This one a little more. A little bit. I mean, again, flattered, but not really, not the vibe of my channel. Sorry. There are plenty of other places for that. No, do not get that very much. First time for the stream. I mean, I've only gotten back into streaming like a couple weeks ago, but yeah. Okay, let's see how this looks again. Fair reaction. So how long was the timeout you put on them, Silver? day. Well, uh, I mean, if it's one time and I tell them not to and they don't do it again, then, that's fine. Just, yeah, like repeat instances I would say ban for, but, I mean, I technically did not put that in my chat rules. So I guess I will have to update the rules again. Do that later. I cannot touch grass. I am allergic to grass. You like going for walkies though? Okay, hold on. I see another thing. So the slouch frame going to the right. This needs to, compared to like this one, the bottom curve needs to go down a little more. Actually, let's take the whole thing. Let's do. Try to make this a little easier with the funny transforms. A little. This is the best tool for this, but bring these down a little, but not more that way. Then yeah, that can go down below the canvas. Okay. Now compared to this frame. No, it's still about the same. Okay, I gotta manually do this one. Let's a little further down, a little further up this way. This way now. No, it's a little too soon. Let's a little more up and go across a little sooner to start this curve. Make it match on this side. This down a little. Yeah, I did school for computer science. Got a degree in it. I've been working in that field for a decade. I hate it. I feel like I made a mistake, but at the same time, it's like, well, I make plenty of money, so I can afford to do the art as a hobby, and then I don't have to be like, oh no, I have to like, scrounge to get by. I don't have to worry about like taking commissions that I don't want to do, stuff like that. So nice thing is I get to do all my art just like as passion stuff, like whatever I'm into, and that's it. Although I am interested in doing commissions, but will not do requests that I don't like. So but like it's nice, but it's also like I still have to spend the work hours of the day like doing this stuff that I don't like doing. It's like I wish I could just draw what I want to draw and get paid for it. Not quite the society we live in, though. But that's fine. How's that? Maybe this frame needs to come up a pinch more, too. Just a little. Thanks. So like, I don't feel super talented because like I have to sit here and like it takes me like a month to do like a polished piece of work, like the couple I have on my Pixiv. And it's like, and like, if you look at the timestamps on those were many months ago. I mean, like part of it is like I had problems where my art got a little delayed with the whole previous tablet pen getting kind of broken. For that was like a month or two where I was not working really, but like it like my process is so slow, and I feel like I'm making up for lack of talent by just refining a piece for like hundreds of hours. But do appreciate it. Okay, let's see. That feels good. It feels like it's moving a little more. Now let's do same between these two. This one's actually pretty good where it's at. Let me just pull it out a little more to the side. And then you know that's pretty good. And it's like even if I'm like I have some art talent, I'm color challenged. So it's also like I'll pick colors on a picture and then I'll like ask someone for feedback and I'm like why did you pick these colors? So yeah, red green is my color diff problem area, right? Like these greens, these reds, I can see that. It says like, I'm not like color blinded. I'm just certain shades look bad. In this case, despite the fact that this is clearly a saturated red and clearly a saturated green, the green still comes out brighter because of the way I don't know, our eyes work or whatever. And they look pretty different to me, but it would not be a bad idea for me to pick colors for these before after frame things that are like easier for me to tell apart maybe. Let me try that. Do a magenta versus yellow kind of thing. That would be nice. Ah, the yellow's so light though, it's kind of hard to see. That's. Green versus purple is really easy to see. Let's do that. That looks nice. Okay, so animation preview again. Worst anime. Worst. Worst is a loaded word. Like what means worst? Like looks the worst, has the worst plots, has terrible, I don't know, voice acting. Like a lot of ways to measure worst, but if I just take it as a gut impression of what do I think is worst, I'm looking at my anime list to see how, like, what I rated a 1 out of 10. Honestly, like, the stuff I rated 1, I was kind of being intentionally vicious about just because I did not like them for reasons. But, I rated second season One Punch Man a 1. And, like, it's not like, I love One Punch Man, it's great. Strictly speaking, it's not like second season was like dog shit quality, right? But it was just such a like. I think what we say. It was such a whiplash in like direction from first season that after I finished watching it, I felt like I had wasted my time, right? Like I go in expecting more One Punch Man, like the good stuff we had in first season, and it was just not that. It was it was not what I wanted, and I'm just like, oh, like fuck you, I'm gonna 1 out of 10 rating. It's like I don't do that very often. Um, but like I wouldn't call that the worst thing I've ever seen, right? Just because I rated it that, it's like no, there's clearly worse stuff. I was just mad at it. um, I think of something I've watched like where everything about it was like worst, like absolutely bad, right? Hmm. I'm having trouble pinning one down. Okay, so if I was recommending hot garbage, that's different than being like, what's the worst ever? Because there's plenty of stuff where I'm like, yeah, this is trash, but I like it. Mm. So, um, Ero Manga Sensei, I would say, is like hot trash that I enjoyed. Um, what else have I gotten here? Tsunabozu. What was the English title for that? Desert Punk, I think. Yeah, Desert Punk. That one was. Well, I recall it's been a long time since I've seen that one though. Oh yeah, I think I've missed a couple, but according to my anime list, I have watched. Uh, Hold on a second. It's a big number. I want to get the number. Watched 273 animes. Now, granted, a couple of those my anime list counts separately because it's like the seasons count as separate entries, right? Like OVAs will count as separate things. So realistically, the number's a little smaller, but the number's also a little bigger because that's not including things that I've like watched but not like finished. The number's like 300 ish according to this. So it's like I would say accounting for seasons of stuff being counted, 270 is pretty accurate. And yeah, I like anime. Been watching anime like forever. Been and I've been keeping track of it, which like if you lose, like if you don't keep track of which ones you've watched, you might be kind of surprised. But yeah, it's a lot, and I'm by no means an anime connoisseur. Like I don't watch most stuff that comes out. Like if you watch half of the hot animes of each season, you would easily blow past my number very quickly. I feel like I want like this frame going this way. Kind of our like impact frame on this like whip to the side, right? I almost feel like I want a second frame of it where it's kind of like going out a little more this way to sell the whip a little better before it then curves in on the next frame. Let's see how that looks. It's kind of a little less here and a little more here. A little loose with this one because I don't know if I want to keep it. Hold this in a little. yeah, thanks for stopping by the stream. Good luck with your D&D. Okay, so same thing here. Another frame. So we'll do a little. Little this way. So top's coming out a little more. It's almost straight for this frame. I'm not sure if this frame's gonna work, but I think the idea isn't bad. Anime I wish there was another season of. Ooh. Definitely. Love is War. I could super go for another season of. Let me put this on play while I pull up my list again. I'm in art mode. My brain is not functioning enough to remember a bunch of anime. Like, part of the thing with this question, right, is that they might. I would not be surprised because, like, the last season we watched, they didn't conclude it with like, oh, they're hooking up, right? No more drama. They implied, you know, stuff getting a little more serious, but like it was still, oh, they're still, playing, right? They could easily throw in another season, and I would be cool with that. I would also be cool with, like it was fine and satisfying the way it did end. A lot of anime where I'm like, I love this anime, are kind of like complete as is, and it would be awkward to add more to. It's like I like, Hirashi, I like Steins Gate. Like those are both, you can't really add more to them. They tried to add more to Higurashi, and I feel like it fell completely flat because it, like, they added new stuff that conflicted with the old stuff, and it was like, that was already a completed story. What are you doing? Stop. Actually, here we go. No, this. Oh, definitely. Okay, top choice for anime. I want another season of Frieren, and I think that'll happen because I think there is more story existing in like the manga form or whatever that they didn't adapt yet, right? I think we'll get more of that, and I hope we do because Frieren's like awesome. Like most of the stuff on my anime list that I'm like, oh, like my favorites at the top here. I'm like, yeah, no, that's. It's either something where they do just keep adding seasons to, like Fate. Like they can keep pumping out Fate forever, right? Monogatari series, they can just keep pumping that out. But discontinued. like typically something being discontinued is because like they just did a half core, like, hey, check this out so we can sell you more of the manga or whatever. Like, they just do a little bit, right? Like, a good example of that would be what's the name? Yofukashi no Uta. We got an amazing 12 episode thing, like, of that, right? They did awesome job, like, with the vibes and everything. But it's like, it's such a small chunk of the content, like the story. And it's like, no, there's so much more. Please do more. So as for this extra frame I did, it's not making it straight is not, I think, what this needed. Like, look at this between these two frames, right? It's basically the same except for erasing this part. This did not move between these frames. That's too stiff. It feels weird. Kind of the point is for this frame to show this, the tip now going like whipping to the left finally before the for this frame. I'm not sure if this frame works actually. If I just make this straighter. Oh, just spit on my tablet. What the heck? Pull this back more. But still, yeah, no, I don't think this frame works. I recall liking Alharu X Machine Gun. I feel like I missed a couple episodes of it though while you were watching. Would not mind checking that one out again. Move and pull. Okay, I can say that about a lot of anime that you watched though, where I'm like, I didn't catch the full thing because like I was like working or whatever. You were watching in the background. I would keep looking over, and I liked what I saw, but I didn't catch enough of it to be like, oh yeah, like I really like this or like I don't like it. Oh no, that sucks. Actually, no, I think I got it. I think I applied the change I was going to do just to the existing impact frames. Delete this one too. So this frame. Wait, did I delete too many frames? No, it ends here, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got a waltz tempo going on here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Middle frame on both of these sides. So instead of this being like a curve, it should be more, a little more like hockey puck, not hockey puck, hockey stick-ish, just a little more. Like the base of the tail has hit the furthest out it's going. And then the tip is flying out, right? So if I tweak this a little further out, and then just pull this in a little straighter. Not too straight, but straighter. I think the impact will feel better because, point being, this becomes like a point. Imagine the tail's whipping. Here's where we're impacting. I think capturing like this has like a noticeable sharp in quotes, right? Impact point is going to sell stronger that this is whipping. I mean OVA for Alharu. You can check that out. Clean this up a little. Yeah, awesome. I will get that downloaded later. Okay, we got this impacting, and then tip flying from here, right? It's like flying left more. Could almost do like shorten it just a pinch. But I'm gonna extend this just a little, which is actually, it's gonna make it look about the same, but I'm gonna make this more of a smear frame and have the tail extend a little longer than it should. I kind of want this point going from like, it's coming from here. A little more. And this will look better in final product when I can like tweak the frame timings more. Ooh, Ghost Hunt. Here's the funny thing with Ghost Hunt though. Muted? What? No? The fire's lighting up? Hold on. Test? Echo? Yeah, no, it's working. I checked my stream. It seems to be on your side. Also, I just realized my funny echo thing didn't work because I have the desktop audio muted so that I'm not getting copy struck for listening to me while I work. Move this on a little more. This is kind of what I mean with that hockey stick shape, right? It's like we're going out to this impact and then the rest is following. I think this will look good. Shape might tweak a little, but and again, when I can adjust frame timing better, that'll also help a lot. Let's go do it same over on this one. We're gonna pull this a little more out this way. Our impact point, and then curl back. kind of curl more this way. We're coming from here. We're going a little long with it. This will be a nice, snappy impact frame. Well, I say that. I guess with the impact, we almost want this one to hold longer. Like, this frame should maybe smear more, but there's not as, like, good. It doesn't have as much distance to smear because it's in the middle. I can still play with it though. We'll see. Pull this in a little more. Check your messages in a second. I see them peripherally. Oh wait, no. How much further I'm pulling this in? A little more. Oh, hello, lady. Yeah, what is wrong with yours? Is your are you on the TV or did the TV mute? You fixed it? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm oh, and this with extra frames, whoops. Yeah, so I use Krita. Well, for most stuff I use Krita. I use a sprite if I'm doing pixel art, but yeah, the model is in Krita and then PNG tubed. But yeah, I'm planning to add some like animated tails. Because right now my tails are all static. Working on and this one's for a new expression I'm doing. Ah, interesting. I'm using a Viado tube, which does not have much support for fancy stuff like that, but it's nice and like simple. Could check out other programs though. I'm realizing something with my impact frame here. Impact is probably a little bit high. Maybe be more like here. Also, I did not know you've got a PNG tube, but that's cool. Oh, interesting. I like animating, so I'm kind of cool with this approach, but I'm still very curious about checking that out, just to see if I can simplify a little of the process. Unfortunately, right now with how this one works, I have to for each expression I have to export mouth closed, eyes open, mouth open, eyes open, mouth closed, eyes closed, mouth open, eyes closed. So I have to sit here so over here on my my layers, right? I go in and I'm like, okay, go turn on the eyes, export, then like, okay, switch to the blink, export, then switch to... Actually, I don't have a talking mouth for this one yet. But yeah, I got like do that and then like re-export every time, and it's like a little annoying. Yeah, actually, speaking of, I should show off the expressions I do have. Let me double check your, sorry, missed your message. Oh, you've been using it for a year? Nice. Oh, you can do it with, oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out then. I mean, PNG Tube Plus. I'll look into that. Because that would simplify some stuff with this. Right now, I like what I have, but it's a lot of work. It does have like customization for like how often I blink and stuff, and like the like hopping when I'm talking and stuff. It's got some other options I'm not using, but if I want any parts of it to move, I have to either animate them and import it into the program as like a GIF, in which case it's just going to be constantly moving, or just do separate like states, which again is like applied to the whole tuber. So it's fine for simple stuff, but if I want to be any fancier than this, yeah, I probably need a different application. Yeah, I'll do that. Am I following you? I don't remember if I'm following you. Let me I am. Yeah, I will have to go check one of your VODs. Yeah, I'm interested in rigging like a live 2D eventually, but I don't really want to put in that effort yet, because like I don't really have very many viewers and it's a lot of work. But it is something I'll probably do it eventually. But I figure until I actually have like a consistent viewership, this is fine. Just yap. Yeah, thanks. I will check that out. And then, as promised, I'm show off the expression toggles that I have made, and not to cover up my mic too much as I do this. Oh, is it paid? Or is that the live 2D? Live 2D. Yeah, I thought that was paid. So I've got this shocked expression. Like, oh no. I got this angry expression. Gore. And I got this sad expression. Yeah, the toggles are nice. And I can just like add as many as I want. Okay, I'm working on this new one, which you know, shouldn't hear me get that crap out of the way. So working on a new one here. My character here, Stella, she's kind of got like grungy goblin vibes. So like her being happy is like a little devious looking. And I'm like, oh, like as soon as I put down this expression, I'm like, this needs like some sassy tail going on too. Oh yeah, no problem, it's fine. What are you cooking? Let me work on pulling this impact point down a little more. Ooh, quesadillas. Oh, I miss quesadillas. Pull this down a little. No, wait, what if I just move it down instead? Rotate? My dinner today was boba and a donut. Or does that count as lunch? Maybe that was lunch. If I do get hungry again tonight, I'll probably go have some leftover Thai peanut tofu. Or maybe just some cheese. Cheese as a meal. This is almost too sharp. Well, let's see how this looks. Oh, I didn't adjust the left one yet. Good. Maybe that's a little much. I mean, what if I pull this down a little? It is good. It is coming along. I am very pleased. This one's still way too high. Let's pull this down more. Sorry again that no one's gonna hear the music I'm listening to. I will figure out a copyright-free music thing next time. Curve this a little more gently right here. And then right here, just a little more too. Nothing impacts by here. Where was the other one? Just a little high. Okay, how's this look? Oops. Got some credit on this frame, I think. Yeah, this is looking good. This frame. What if I pull this back a little? Oh, you need help getting out, Milana? I didn't close the door. There you go. Silly baby cat. Oh, I'm getting warm in here. What the heck? Hmm. All right, how's this? That feels a little better. It's slouching a little more as it like after the impact now. Peanut Butter Mountain sounds pretty good. What would be really cool is to go get Peanut Butter Mountains and then come back and continue streaming. But that would be like a half hour like BRB. That like I can't really do that. And how long have I been streaming? Only 240. That's not that bad. They're open till 10, right? Hmm. I want to keep trying for now. So, yeah, maybe I'll do that at some point before they close. That might be cool. These frames are like way not symmetric. The distance between these two compared to the distance between these two is like big. Maybe I should just take this one a little further out. Hmm. Hmm. Or maybe this one needs to move a little further. How does it look? How does it look mirrored? So this is all the way out here. Yeah. The guide back on. So our center line is here. This is going all the way out here. This is only going out to here. This is shorter. How much shorter? 34 to 20. That's a big difference. Here, wait. Before I delete that. Okay, so 34. About here. Should be where it goes. I just take this frame. Nope, wrong layer. Pull it out a little. And rotate it a little. Actually, no. I'm just gonna move it a little, and then I'm gonna touch it up down here. Then that means the frame after it can be back here, more in the middle. Okay, how's that? Oh, cut it off. That feels better. I thought about copying flipping, but I kind of like if they're not exactly the same. I just want to make sure that they're approximately the same, but not the exact. Like even like just as this is with the current time framings, it feels good. Could almost hold a little longer. Horse ass flaps. Like for pooping? Poop flaps? Nice. But can the horse poop? I want to ride my horse all around Cyrodiil, pooping on stuff. To assert my dominance. Nah. Like honestly, from what I've seen of the Oblivion remake, it looks really good. But I'm still just like it's good, but good is not like necessarily better. It's just good. Like I still kind of want to just play the original. I mean, yeah, those bugs are gross, but And by bugs we mean insects, not bugs, because it's a Bethesda game. It's buggy. um, yeah, like the insect moving stuff like in the dungeons is like a lot grosser looking now, whereas it used to just be like a flat texture and it barely read as bugs. It was just enough to be like, oh, I think that's bugs, ew. But not like, ew, they're moving, ew. Like, more so, it's like, I don't know. It's a lot browner, which is like, eh. But like the cutscenes when people are like talking, it still kind of feels like old Oblivion, which like it has a very distinct feel, and well, not that it's specific to Oblivion. Like Fallout 3 really felt that way too, but it's a Bethesda thing. But like people kind of like tilt their heads and like move like a little more while talking, and it's kind of like it kind of feels like the old stuff, but it kind of feels too different, you know. I love that thing in old Oblivion where like you talk to someone and they do that like that subtle like tilt their head to the side for like emphasizing a word. It's really effective for the like a game of that time, and the new stuff feels like it's an evolution of that, but by being more, it feels like it's now not quite the same vibe. And like the lighting is quote unquote better because it's fancier. But and I said this about the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. The lighting in that game looks awesome. It's so fancy. But the original on the GameCube, it had like uniform scene lighting. And I actually really liked how that looked because it kind of it felt a little more I don't know. The word coming to mind is storybooky. It's not quite right, but kind of like that. Where like it feels presented, and the whole point of like Thousand Year Door is like, oh, the whole game is technically, on a stage, right? And the uniform lighting, I feel, kind of helps that. Even though technically, yes, on a stage, you would have spotlights, it would be a little more dynamic, but like it kind of gives it sold the impression of that. I feel like better than the fancy lighting does when you're like exploring an area. I still really like the remake though. It does look good overall. But it's one of those things where it's like you think about it and it's like, oh, like the limitations of the old technology actually kind of fed into it in a good way. Another uh thing I'm thinking of where the limitations were kind of interesting in the look of the game. Old uh Tony Hawk games on the N64 had a miserable draw distance because of the hardware, right? And you think like, oh, it's not like N64 couldn't have good draw distances, right? There were plenty of games with long draw distances, but like the Tony Hawk games, for whatever reason, had really short draw distances, and they hid that with a pretty thick like fog kind of effect. You wouldn't always notice it like playing in the normal levels, but if you did custom the level creator, they had the option where you could like make the level like really long and thin, which is kind of cool for like having like long sections where you would be just like on a rail grinding, right? And you just kind of do like laps back and forth. And you would not see very far down the level when it was long like that because of the short draw distance. And it was really interesting because it just kind of like gave this like, I don't know, vibe of like, oh, I'm in like a poorly lit warehouse or something, which, kind of fits like the grungy skate vibe, right? And then like I remember playing, what was it, 4, when they jumped up to like Xbox or whatever, and they've got like, ooh, look at this huge environment, so detailed, so full of stuff. You can see really long distance. It's like it, it doesn't have that same grungy feel. It's good, for what it is, but it's like the old weights had a charm to it, right? Not unlike my example with the paper, like not like they necessarily played into that so much, but I interpreted it that way, and this frame is bugging me. That one? Wait, which frame? One of these frames is bugging me. Hold on. This one, yeah, this one. Subdivide. Pull this down a little more. Yeah, that's fair if you didn't like experience it. And nowadays, most people don't have old N64 hardware. I think if you emulate it, it's going to emulate with the higher emulated RAM of having the expansion pack, which improved the render distance a lot. And it's not going to look the same as it did on the original hardware. I don't know. Maybe emulators have a setting where you can kind of emulate, like I'm saying the word emulate a lot, but yeah, like get that experience more. I don't know. Pull this down just a little more. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. I'm trying to think of another game where the limitations were interesting like that. I mean, of course, like old NES, SNES, Game Boy stuff had a lot of that where just like the really small pixel display, they had to be more creative with. But I'm trying to think of a 3D example. I feel like there are some interesting ones. I don't know. I'm struggling. How's this look? That feels a little better with the slouch. It's subtle, but you look at the tip here as it's moving. I think I got that smear effect good on here. Where it's like, it's not a lot, since the frame timing is kind of like, pretty, like, constant. But it definitely feels like the tail is, like, pulling a little back and forth at the tip. I like this. I think this is good. So this frame and its partner, this frame. Hold on. Get hair on my screen now. This shape. Like, gentle curve, a little more curve. I might try to make it a little closer to this sharp curve of the impact frame, but like not all the way there. I think maybe just a little more might help though. Just fill this a pinch more in the animation, because like it goes from here to here. And this is such a big distance for the animation for one frame. Like, it's like, yeah, that's good for selling that it's a fast motion, but it's almost too much. Kind of like, watch it here. It's like, watch down here near the base. Oops, I selected bed. Sorry. It moves so fast, it almost doesn't work for your eye to like catch it as like that thing is moving when you're just focused on this area. So it's like, really, it's almost like this part should actually maybe be smearing the most because it's moving the furthest. Whereas, you know, up here, this is not actually moving that much. So the small amount of smearing, like it's only smearing like this much, right? And that works good for this. It feels like it's moving, but it's not moving that much. This is a huge distance. Either this should come in a little more, or it should smear more. And I love smear frames, so I think I'm just gonna see if I can make that work. Kind of the question though is like, how do I do it? Because it's a big block, right? Like, it's really easy to smear something like the tail tip because it's just like, you make it, you know, it's like, it's this and then it's like this. It's like, you just make it longer. But if you take this rectangle that's moving perpendicular to its alignment and you smear it, it's just fat rectangle, and it reads as fat tail, right? It's a little trickier to make it work the same way, I think. Maybe I can make it, make this like almost like straight, and then this is curving out. Maybe that sells it. Actually, before I do that, I want to be able to undo it if I don't like this. So let's copy this over here. Nope. This one. Straighten this a little. And then I'm gonna have this come out just a little more so that it still implies that it's moving this way, right? And then we'll do the same with this frame. Copy, paste. A little bit straighter. Then a little rounder here. Oops. Okay, how does this look? I don't know if that's enough. It has a bit of the vibe, but I'm not, like, it might need to be thicker to, like, read as a smear. But I can't go too much this way in making it thick because, like, then it kind of reads like it's curving instead of going that way. And the tail going this way at the base is pulling the rest of it, right? So it can't really be behind it. Like this has to be in front of this overall. Can move this part further to the right. That might be good. Oh, kitty food time. Can you get that? I just turn this a little more. Thanks. Then over here, same thing. Let's turn this, turn it a little, and then so we're basically being like, the tip has barely moved. It's not getting pulled much yet, but this is moving like a lot. I think that reads a little better. I still don't think it's quite reading as a smear though, unfortunately. Like, I want it to read as a smear. You know, if I had like stupid action lines on here, like actually, what if I do that thing where it's like, so it's not an action line, but the actual shape of the tail is kind of doing that. But I've seen this done, but I don't think I can just like pull it off. It's kind of tricky. Hmm. Out of boba, time for other tea. Hmm. I don't think I used enough honey in that. Oh well. So, hmm. What's your idea? Sure. I don't.
So instead of making the tail wider, so go back to its original size.
Here. Move. Double check that's right. Okay.
Okay. And can you give me a layer to doodle on, to scribble on? Because I'm not really sure how to explain this with scribbling.
Yeah, here.
So, uh, I've seen this done in manga before, where instead of like a schmear, because obviously it's not actually animated, they do like motion lines through it with the color of like the thing that's moving.
Hmm.
So like it's like mostly like the Stella gray, and then like kind of just juts out a little bit.
Okay, see, I was doodling kind of like doing that. Um, I was just, yeah, I wasn't really confident in pulling that off since.
But yeah, if you do it really sketchy like that, I think you can pull it off pretty easy instead of like big blobs like what you were doing.
Yeah. Hmm.
But that actually kind of comes in at the coloring.
Yeah, it wouldn't really be part of the line art. I mean, I could try it when I get to that point. Or, hmm.
But yeah, that's all I got. I'm
Gotcha.
okay.
Thanks. Yeah, so that'd be interesting. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I could pull that off. Oop, I'm gonna try it though. I might need to find a reference to kind of get the idea because I can't super. Uh, I don't have a good mental image of how it will look. So, hmm. Let me just check something here. Okay. I guess the length is still about the same between those. Impact. This should slouch a little more. That feels pretty good. Here. Over. Slouch. Over. It's like this impact point, maybe a pinch high, but no, I guess that's where the other one is. Maybe it's still a little high though. Oh, you found some stuff. I'll check in a second. Shape might need a little more tweaking, but I'm definitely sold on this overall. And we still have the problem that like this distance is a lot bigger than this distance. It's like twice as big, right? So either half of the animation is behind Stella's head, and we don't see it, and it's technically a waste, but it's like, I mean, I would still put it there, but possibly half the animation is missing, or like we put the base so far over here that most of the animation is visible, but then it's like, what's the tail attached to? It's not attached, right? Or we rotate it, right? I think we would still need to move, like expand the canvas, but would see more of the tail. I might need to just like check out that other PNG tube app and see how it handles stuff, because I mean, yeah, true. It's not really gonna be centered, because I mean, if like you look at my my other arts here, the tail is coming from like the side, right? But move the current center to here. I think I still think I have to like make my canvas a little bigger to the right, and I'm focusing on that being a problem, because with how Viato Tube works, um, it's gonna misalign stuff unless I re-export all of the expression frames to account for that. Uh, Probably worth doing so that I can have all the tails animate, but that would require re-exporting anyway. But it's just like yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, you did full body, nice. Let me check out those references you sent, Silver. Oh yeah, the like jaggy style, right? Yeah, I could try that on the that one tail frame. It feels so tricky though. But it also looks like at least in that example, they're just drawing it over the lines. Hmm. This frame. Um, Hold on. Mm. How's it look in motion? If I cleaned it up, maybe. How does it look if I do that to the other one? Uh, they're a little misaligned, but I feel like it doesn't really work with that being the only frame that does that. Like it almost works, but I'm not quite feeling it. Maybe if I did it subtler, but let me take this off for now. Okay. I think just like a subtle little one might work better. Um, but I might wait to play with that until I'm doing the coloring because I'm not sure. Like it'll read better if the line is breaking a bit more and like the gray is bleeding out, right? Dun, 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 dun. Need to take off soon if we're doing peanut butter mountains. I still like the idea, but I'm not like super hungry. Like, if you want one, really bad, we can do that. I would maybe just have a couple bites. This looks so good. And then, yeah, this will be like, they'll be cut off a little. Like, I'm gonna probably do it like about like this. Since, of course, the base of her tail is way below the screen. I didn't say you'd have to go by yourself. I just said I wasn't gonna have one. Uh, this was a good session. This came out good. And then for like let's go show the other two again to see how far we've come. So the original attempt. Oh wait, sorry. These first two frames are bad. This okay. So the original attempt. Solid tail wiggle. Just wasn't what I wanted. But I will probably use this for something later. tweak it a little, use it on a different expression. And then the really shitty attempt that I did here where I didn't keyframe it and just tried to organically discover it. It was it's too slow and it's too stiff. Like it's not until the end of it where it finally starts to like feel good, and it's still like way too slow. It's like it's garbage. So noted. Do keyframes. Don't just try to like poop out frame by frame at a time without a plan. Let me move that one. We'll keep this one for later. This one turned out good. I think at this point we can ditch these frames. Here, how many frames is this? 12 frames. If I change it to the frame rate slightly. Also just because like, oh, it's 12 frames, like 6 would be like 2 seconds for a loop, but I feel like a little faster is better. Yeah, I could flip it. Poop. Although I will probably like, yeah, it won't be centered behind her, so it'll be, a lot of it will be visible, but yeah, I guess see like whichever feels better to be the more visible side. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let me wrap up the stream then. So, yeah. Thanks everyone that tuned in. Glad that my first art stream went so good. We'll definitely do more soon. So I'm also gonna be playing more Kizinir soon. I'm having a lot of fun with that. But I also want to I would like to do a stream of like me rendering the tail and like stuff. But I'll probably need that'll probably be at least a few days out because I'll do some research on the other PNG tubing apps soon TM. Yeah. Then guess I will. I guess that's that. Thanks for coming. Catch you next time. Bye bye. Good night.